Hello everyone. So today we will be uh, discussing about depreciation, and it is one of the important component as far as engineering, economy and management is concerned. So if we just go by the definition, depreciation simply means that this is the gradual and permanent decrease in the value of any asset due to some reason. An excellent example is if we just compare a old car with a new car. Of course, the old car is not having that much monetary value which a new car is having. The reasons are quite obvious. That is, the used car is having a lot of wear and tear. The components might have aged. Because of that, the old car is not it will not fetch the same price as what the new car is having. Similarly, if we compare the cost of the mobile phones, like uh, nowadays it is an era of mobile phones, so landline phones are not preferred because they are not technologically advanced or technologically required as compared to mobile phones. So the landline phones will not fetch, or an old landline phone set will not fetch the same cost as that of a used use mobile handset. Similarly, if we compare a CRT with a LED television, so because that CRT technology is now obsolete, so the cost of a CRT television will not be the same as that of a LED television, even if we are comparing both the items to be new. That is because of the technological depreciation. Or simply we can say that depreciation is nothing but it is an annual charge reflecting the decline in the value of an asset due to reasons like wear and tear, obsolescence and many other also. So in economic context, market value, because if we are purchasing something, that we must know what should be the ideal price at which this particular value should be available. And if I am selling out something, I should know that what maximum price I can fetch from this from selling this item. So that is why depreciation plays a very pivotal role in buying and selling of used equipments. And in some cases, whenever we are updating the records of the company, we need to write what is the value of a particular asset at that particular point of time. So it's important to find out some methods by which we can say, or we can calculate the value of an asset with with respect to time. Now, as far as the phenomena of depreciation is concerned, we may have a physical depreciation, like for example, that is because of wear and tear. We may have a functional depreciation. Functional depreciation means, let's say for example, the brake of a vehicle. So it is still working, but the quality of braking is not that much advanced. So that is what we call as a functional depreciation. Technological depreciation, like we have taken an example of LED versus CRT. So CRT nowadays they are obsolete, so that depreciation is because of technological depreciation. We may have sudden failure also, and in some cases we may have depletion also. So if we just go by the causes of depreciation, the major causes, one of the major causes wear and tear, which results from friction, resistance, and chemical reaction. Depletion, decrease in the value of an asset such as oil, wells, mines, and forest. So that is what we call as depletion. Obsolescence, deterioration due to obsolescence, the asset getting out of use due to new invention, and loss of demand due to change in technology. So obsolescence means simply when the thing is outdated. Like for example, nowadays nobody is interested in buying a landline handset. Similarly, nobody is interested in buying a CRT television. So all these things, they are basically technologically they are obsolete. And lapse of time, the value of an asset goes down whether utilized or not utilized. Even if we are having, say for example, if we are having a brand new car, one is manufactured in the year say 2019 and another one is manufactured in the year 2020. So obviously when we are going to buy it, the both the cars will be having different values, because the manufacturing year or the car is an old by an year, so the cost price of that car is always less than what we are having for the same model which is manufactured in the year 2020. Simply that means even if the two items are new, the value will not be the same for the two because of this lapse in time. Now, before coming on to the different methods of calculating the depreciation, let us see some of the basic terminology. Like for example, if we see, whenever we are talking of depreciation, we are first of all we came across the following term, that is the cost basis. The cost basis simply means the cost at which a particular item is available. So say for example, if the X showroom price of a car is basically the cost basis. Now, apart from cost basis, what do we have? We require certain more costs which are to be added in this cost basis, so that the item may be installed at the respective places. So for first cost, or the cost at which the item is available, and if we add, say for example, the transportation cost, the insurance cost, the installation cost, then if we add these costs to cost basis, then this is known as the adjusted cost basis, and this is denoted by adjusted, short form of adjusted, and the cost basis. Book value represented by simply by B or BV. Book value simply means that the value of an asset in company records. So every year we have to update these company records. So whatever is the cost of a particular asset at that particular point of time, or we can say in that financial year, that will be termed as a book value. Simply we can say that this is the monetary value of a particular asset in the record book of a company. Salvage value, we are familiar with this. Whenever we are selling out any equipment, or selling out something, then the price that will be fetched from the market, that will be known as its salvage value. So it may be sold off at the end of its economic life, or it may be sold off at the end of its depreciable life. So depreciation for any time period T, it is basically in the coming slides, it will be denoted by small d suffix t. Then the cumulative depreciation up to time period T is nothing but this will be denoted by a capital D with a suffix T, and it will be nothing but it will be the summation of all these dt's up to time T. And N is the depreciable life is denoted by N. Now some of the basic methods of depreciations are the straight line method of depreciation, the declining balance method, sometime also known as the double declining balance method, and the sum of years digit method. So the basic difference between these three methods is that one category of depreciation method is this one, where we are having, that is the straight line method, where we are having fixed amount of money depreciated per year. And in declining balance method and sum of year digit method, the depreciation amount is higher in the initial stages, and gradually as the asset comes closer to its economic life or depreciable life, then the depreciation decreases. So let's see each of these method one by one. Now if we begin with a straight line method, so in this method of depreciation, as I've already told you, a fixed sum is charged as a depreciation amount throughout the lifetime of that asset. That means a fixed amount of money is deducted from the initial cost every year, each year, to calculate the depreciation at the end of each year. We'll take up with the help of an example also. So at the end of the life of an asset, the accumulated sum of the asset is exactly equal to the purchase value of the asset. That means if we just compute, if we keep on subtracting the depreciation amount from the first cost or the cost basis or adjusted cost basis, then at the last month or the last time period, we will get the same value as that of the salvage value. And however, in this case, there is a basic assumption that there is no effect of inflation. Now let us see this straight line method with the help of a very primary example. So the problem is something like this. The cost basis of equipment is given and the salvage value at the end of 7 years is given. So the cost basis is $900, simply the first cost of the equipment or the cost incurred in acquiring and making this equipment functional at the respective place, that is given as $900, and the depreciable life is given as 7 years, and after 7 years this will fetch a price of $70 if it is sold as a scrapped or in a second hand market. So the thing is that using a straight line method of depreciation, compute the annual depreciation amount and the total depreciation, okay, and the book value at the end of 4th year. So what we have to compute? We have to compute the depreciation amount for each year and the total depreciation amount and the book value at the end of 4th year. So if we just see, so what I have told you that in a straight line method, it is simply the fixed amount of money which is being deducted from the cost basis to compute the depreciation and the book value each year for that given asset. So what will be the depreciation amount, fixed depreciation amount per year that we can compute simply if we subtract the salvage value from the book value and divided by the number of years. So that is dt, what we call as the depreciation at any particular time period t. So the book value is given as $900 and the salvage value is given as 70. So if we subtract the two and divide it by the depreciable life, we divide it by the depreciable life, that is okay. So there is instead of 7, you treat it with this to be 5, because in computations I have taken this to be 5. So you divide it by 5. So this will be the depreciation amount each year. Now if you just make a table, these are the number of years starting from 1 to 5, or the depreciable life is given as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now every year there will be a depreciation of $166. So in year 1 there will be a depreciation of $166. Okay, so as far as the cumulative depreciation is concerned, we don't have any depreciation before this, so the cumulative depreciation will be again $166, and you compute this 166 from the book value, initial book value. The initial book value is nothing but that is basically the cost basis. So if we subtract the two, so this will give us $734, which will be the book value at year 1. Okay, now again for the second year the depreciation amount remains fixed, that is 166. But now if we compute the cumulative depreciation, you just add the two, that is 166 and 166. So this will be equal to 332. Now the book value will be 900 minus the cumulative depreciation, so this comes out to be 564. So if we compute this and if we go on, we will see that at the end of the depreciable life, the book value comes out to be same what is the salvage value of that particular event. The idea behind this, if we just plotted the book value with respect to time, then we see that the depreciation amount is fixed for each time period, that is 166, 166, 1. So whenever initially the book value is 900, after the end of year 1 it drops to 900 minus 166, then again it drops to 568 and so on. So if we just join these points, that is the corner points of this step curve, it will yield a straight line, and the last point is nothing but this will be the salvage value. So that is the basic method of depreciation by using the straight line method. Now if we just compare the two methods, that is the straight line method and the sum of years digit method and the double declining balance method. So a primary difference between the straight line method and the rest of the two methods is that in a straight line method there is a fixed amount of depreciation per year, but in the remaining two methods, what happened, we call these two methods as accelerated depreciation. What it means that the depreciation amount is higher in the initial stages and it gradually decreases as the asset becomes closer to its depreciable life or towards the end of its economic life. So the rest of the method, that is apart from straight line method, the rest of the two methods, that is the sum of years digit method and the declining balance method, both these two methods, they are known as accelerated depreciation methods. In these methods, there is a larger deduction in depreciation expenses in the early years and less at the end. I have already told you the large deductions, why this method is more suitable to organizations, because the large early deductions will result in tax saving that are realized sooner. So every deduction will be beneficial as far as tax saving is concerned. So if we have higher amount of deduction in the initial stages, so more tax will be saved as compared to deduction in the end of years nearing to the depreciable life of that particular asset. The basic principle of time value is followed, that is money now is better than money later. Now let us see sum of years digit method. So the thing is, this is again the accelerated method. So the primary concept is that more amount of depreciation, more depreciation amount will be there in the initial stages and it gradually reduces as the asset comes closer to its depreciable life. Okay. So the scrap value of the asset is deducted from its original cost and it is assumed that the book value of the asset decreases at a decreasing rate. So that means initially the rate of depreciation is high and at the end or closer to the depreciable life, the rate will be less. So I will explain all these formulas with the help of a specific problem. So just to have an insight of this method, so these are the two relationships which will be useful. That is, in the first case, in a straight line method, we have computed the depreciation amount per year simply by subtracting the salvage value from the book value divided by the number of years. Here the depreciation for any time period t, it is calculated by this formula, that is n minus t plus 1 upon SOYD is nothing but it's a sum of years digit multiplied by the book value minus salvage value. Okay. So let us see how we apply this. So it seems a bit difficult, but when we are going to use it, it's very simple. SOYD is simply the sum of years digit method. So that is basically AP series. So we can compute the sum of years with the help of this formula. Okay. So let us see how we can apply this formula while computing the depreciation using this method. So let us take up an example. Say for example, the ABC company has purchased an equipment whose first cost is given as rupees 2 lakhs with an estimated life of 8 years. It may be a useful life, it may be the depreciable life. The estimated scrap value of the equipment at the end of this life is given as 40,000. Determine the depreciation charge and book value at the end of various years using sum of years digit method of depreciation. Okay. So let us solve this problem using SOYD method. So the solution is in the form of a table. Like for example, if the depreciable life is given as 8 years, so in a table you just start it from 0 or you can start it from 1. There is no difference, because if you begin with 0, there will be no depreciation and book value will be same as that the cost basis or the adjusted cost basis. So the thing is, make a table and you just list the years. So the depreciable life or the economic life of this asset is given as 8 years, so you just pen down starting from 0 to 8. Now if we just add these sum of years, it comes out to be 36. If you use this formula, n is given as 8, so 8 into n plus 1, that is 9, divided by 2, you again, if you compute, this comes out to be 36. Fine. Now, so this is SOYD, that is sum of years digit method. Now whenever we are computing the depreciation amount for the first year, say for example, so in a straight line method, what we did, we simply b minus s divided by n, that is the fixed amount of money that will be subtracted each year as the depreciation amount. But in this, what we do, as we have already told, that these methods are accelerated methods, so there will be a higher deduction in the initial stages and less deduction in the later stages. So again, book value minus salvage value. So if you just see, the book value is given as, the initial book value is given as 2 lakhs and the salvage value is given as 40,000. So B minus S, that is the 2 lakhs minus 40,000. Now whenever we are computing the depreciation for year 1, instead of remembering this formula, that is this one, instead of remembering or using this one, what we can do, we can simply write these digits in reverse order. So if I write these digits in reverse order, so what will happen for this? So for this, what do we have? We have 8 reverse. If we write these digits in reverse order, so we have 8 here, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We write these digits in reverse order starting from 8. So for 1, we will be having a corresponding figure of 8. For 2, we will be having a corresponding figure of 7. For 3, we will be having a corresponding figure of 6. So if we write these digits in reverse order, forget about 0. So against 1, we will be having the reverse. If we write in reverse order, we will be having 8. So simply what we can do, while calculating the depreciation amount, that is b minus s, you multiplied this b minus s into, the corresponding reverse digit which is coming in front of this one. That is, in this case, we are having 8 and divided by the sum of years digit, that is 36. And if you apply that formula, that will also yield the same thing. That is, if you just apply this one, n is the depreciable life, which is given as t. Since we are computing for the first year, so small t will be 1 and plus 1. So it will be same. Okay. So if we just compute this, so this comes out to be the depreciation, that is 2 lakhs minus 40,000 multiplied by 8 by 36. That is the digit in reverse order against 1, it is 8, and the sum of years digit is 36. You divide it by 36. So this comes out to be this much. So this will be the depreciation amount for the first year. You subtract this depreciation amount from the initial book value. So that will be the book value at the end of year 1. Fine. Similarly, we can compute for year 2. So whenever we are computing for year 2, b minus s, that means from this we have to subtract, that is b minus s is given, that if you just subtract, let me use my calculator to subtract for the second year. If you just see b minus s is given as 2 lakhs 200,000 minus 40,000. Let me verify if it is correct or not, and multiplied by 7 equal to divided by 36. So this comes out to be 311. So whenever we are computing for the second year, again b minus s remains the same, but instead of 8 by 36, it will be 7 by 36. So if we just multiply this by 7 by 36, so this will give this figure. So that will be the depreciation amount for the year 2. And simply if I subtract this amount from this one, so this will be the book value. As far as the cumulative depreciation is concerned, if we add the two, so this will be, this plus this will be the cumulative depreciation up to year 2. Similarly, so on and so forth, we can compute the depreciation amount for each year by using SOYD method. The important thing to note here that if you just see the calculation for the end of 8th year, the book value is coming out to be same what we are having the salvage value of this particular asset. Fine. Again, this is for your practice. You can just solve the same problem using SOYD method, that we in the same problem which we have solved for the straight line method. So again, the cost basis or the first cost is given as $9,000, salvage value is given as 70, and the depreciable life, instead of 7 it is 5. So just compute it. So if we just compute, these are the values for the, or these are the depreciation amount for each year. If you compute with the, for the first year, B minus V is nothing but this is 900 minus 70. You multiply it, you just write the digits in reverse order. So what we get here, we get 5 here, 5 divided by sum of these 5 digits. So that will, if you just compute, that will be the, that will come out to be 277. So if we just subtract 277, it will be the book value at the end of first year. Similarly for the second, third and fourth year, and similarly if we see at the end of 5 years, the book value is coming out to be same what is the salvage value of that particular asset. Now if we just compare this representation with a straight line method, so in a straight line method, what do we have? We have all these edge points, they are lying on the same straight line, but here we are having a curve. That is because of the fact, if you notice, we have larger depreciation amount in the initial stages, like 277 is the depreciation during year 1, 221, 166, and as we come nearer to the depreciable life, the depreciation amount get reduced. So that is basically the beauty of the SOYD methods, or the methods in which we are having accelerated depreciations. And the third method is the declining balance method. And the primary difference between the declining balance method and the straight line method is that in the straight line method, we are deducting a fixed amount every year for calculating the depreciation. However, if we just replace this fixed amount by a fixed percentage, then that method will be known as the declining balance method. So a constant percentage of book value of the previous period of the asset will be charged as an independent amount for the current period as the depreciation amount. So that is the primary difference between the straight line method, SOYD method, and the declining balance method. So the book value at the end of a life of the asset may not be exactly equal to the salvage value of the asset. So in this way, this method is different from rest of the two methods. That is, if we compute the book value by this method, at the end of the last year, it will not be the same as that the salvage value of that particular asset. Now, in declining balance method, we are basically deducting a fixed percentage. So if instead of, so the question is how much is the percentage we can deduct? So simply for that, we are having a formula, that is 1 by n into book value of the previous year. So the thing is, this n by 2 by n, if this is 2 by n, or it may be 1.5 n, so this is nothing but this is the fixed percentage, and if the digit 2 is there, then this method is known as the double declining balance method. We have 150% declining balance method also. So instead of 2, in that case, we will be having 1.5. So the thing is, the formula for calculating the depreciation for any year is nothing but this is some factor multiplied by the book value of the previous year. So some factor, it may be 2 upon n. If it is 2 upon n, then this is known as double declining balance method. If we have 1.5, that will be known as 150% declining balance method. So the thing is, since the book value equals cost minus depreciation charge to that as we have done in the previous examples. Simply we can calculate the book value by subtracting the depreciation amount each year. So again, the thing is how we use these relationships. So let us again solve a problem. So the same problem which we have solved using a straight line method and sum of years digit method. So the same problem, that is the cost basis is given, the salvage value is given, and the depreciable life of the asset is given. So instead of 7 it is 5. So if we just solve it by using double declining balance method, so the thing is initially the book value is 900. So in double declining methods, what we use, the fixed percentage, that is 2 by n. So 2 is fixed, n is given as 5. So what will be the depreciation amount? It will be 2 by 5 of 900, 2/5 of 900. So you multiplied the 2, you will get 360. So this will be the depreciation for the first year. You subtract it from the book value, so this will be the book value at the end of first year. Now for computing the depreciation for the second year, we will take the book value to be 540. 540 multiplied with the same factor, so the depreciation amount comes out to be 216. You subtract this 216 from 540, or you subtract the cumulative amount from 900, so that will give you the book value. Similarly, we can compute for all the remaining years. So not necessary that this the last depreciation amount, the last book value comes out to be same as that of a solid value. Again, if we just see the similarity between sum of years digit method and the declining balance method, we have higher deductions in the initial stages and less deductions as we move on or as we move closer to the depreciable life. Again, if we can just compare this representation with the straight line method, these edge points, they will fall on a curve rather than falling on a straight line. So this is how we compute the depreciation using declining balance method. Again, you can solve this problem using double declining balance method. So the cost basis is given as 1,50,000. Useful life is given as 10 years and the salvage value is given as 25,000. Demonstrate the calculations of the double declining balance method of depreciation. So if you are ready, you can just have this table with you. So initially either you write 0 or not, it is immaterial. It is same as that, the book value is same as that of cost basis. Now in the year 1, the depreciation amount comes out to be 30,000. You subtract the 2, this will be the book value. Now again use this book value divided into this book value multiplied by 2 by 10. So that will be the depreciation amount this much. You subtract this much from this book value, so it comes out to be this one. So this will be the book value at the end of year 2. Similarly, we can compute for the remaining time. So this is all about depreciation, and we will be taking up some more tube topics in our coming videos. Thank you.